So, friends, good afternoon. Today we have a dynamic young professional with us, Shreyans Chopra. He is from a city called Bangalore, which is also affected as we are, maybe a little more. But today he is going to talk something which is about not only about spirituality but connecting his business. Okay, so he is actually into a business of marketing. Okay, which is again digital, and today is an era where everything is getting digital, and we all need, and we all are to a great extent some or other way adjusting ourselves, digitalizing things. So now how marketing, and the idea is he's going to share his own concepts. Our work is to use the ideas, use whatever the story he is sharing, and use it in our own business. How best we can use it for our own benefits, that is something should be the takeaway for all of us. He is not connected to finance industry, so anything about mutual funds or anything about stock market, if you will ask him, probably don't do that. But the idea is, let's understand, let's know, let's connect, and let's hear all the ideas from him. Thank you very much, Rayans, for coming to this forum, and over to you.
All right. Okay. So thank you guys, first of all, for giving me the opportunity. Being the lockdown, I'm exploring my, the other side of it, trying to see, I was just reflecting yesterday back that, I have done a lot of things here. Let me share some experience with people so that if I can put this very crisply into half an hour session, that was the objective. So I swear that I'm not going to bore you to death because I'm going to tell you stories because stories are inspiring and, they connect. But at the same time, what I also want all of you is that when you hear a story or whatever conversation, it's better that we hear from a heart because conversations from heart will go a long way. And try not to use too much of a head. Then what happens, we'll reject everything. All right, so happy to take questions also in the middle, and hope I can inspire you a little bit on the path which I am possibly following, which has helped me a lot. So just beginning with the spirituality, I'm not going to do a meditation, but at least I ask you to take two to three deep breaths right now. We'll do two Om chanting and we'll start. Okay, so we are not getting into meditation, so not to worry. So we're going to do like a little bit deep breaths together. Okay, so you can close your eyes and we're going to take some deep breaths. We're going to do now two Om chanting and we'll start. All right, so and another one. All right. So, all right. So just doing that a little gives us a little, stress free, and I can get you a little more attention. Hopefully that was the objective. Okay. So I just, you guys, actually, I have a presentation. You actually told me that you have a presentation that just quickly made 5 minutes back. So I can share it also as well as we go ahead. So what I'm going to do is I just want to tell a little story. So I started immediately out of college. One day I decided when I was in US, I finished my master's. I did work in Goldman Sachs for some time. And like 1 year at work, and I thought that, I need to do something of my own. And I thought that if I early establish my business, it's good for me so that I will not have the energy and enthusiasm to do anything when I reach 30. So that was my thought when I was 22. Or so I immediately one day decided that, okay, I just told my wife, let's go home. So she was not very happy about it, but whatever. So we decided and then we turned back. So 6-7 months, I was really struggling to really figure out what to do. And I somehow decided, I had a lot of attitude problems in terms of I am something, right? And that was something that I used to carry a lot during those times. I'm going to actually also keep the presentation also on so we can see. Is there a way that I can, okay, share screen? Okay, excellent. You have disabled the host sharing options actually at your end. If you can enable that, it'll be good. Okay. So okay. I cannot share my screen actually, Kanak. I cannot hear you as well.
Yeah, just a second,
Okay, okay.
Actually, we are running certain sessions on this Zoom with almost 300 people. So that is the reason I just enabled. I had a session in the morning. So just let me, I think I'll have to go back to some place and do it.
That's okay. I'll continue the conversation till then. Yeah. Well, set it up and let me know. Okay. So, I had a lot of attitude problem that I'm something, I want to build something completely new, different, something which people have never heard of. I had this lot of these ego issues of mine that, okay, I want to carry and I'm like something, right? So with that thought, I went and I just said, okay, I can't work with there was no business sense, honestly. It was more about doing something totally different and satisfying my ego. So I actually got my best of the teams, and I got like product managers from Yahoo, and I had like everybody, the top notch people, and I burned a lot of money actually eventually. I have no idea about what I was doing. And my family was also very supportive because they said, okay, I've done my master's, so I know my stuff a lot. I know what I'm doing. So I ended up spending a lot of money for the 2 years, building a lot of bigger product. It was something to do, which I don't want to go into that product experience, but it was a complete failure. And then, I then realized, oh my God, what have I done? So 2 years I was in the business and basically no money, right? And a lot of stress in the business. And so, what is that I actually learned during the process, and how I'm going to connect a little bit of dots here is what I'm going to talk about. So, one thing is that which I really, one idea which I had in my mind, and which I think was an investment still, because you don't learn so much by learning an MBA that probably I didn't do an MBA. I spent a lot of money and I earned that experience, and it was fast forwarded me to 10 years because I was working with all these people with 10 to 15 years of experience. I kind of leveraged a lot of their experience. And this is the learning or company of the right people, right? This is very important in business when you're learning, company of the right people, and which you call in the spiritual world, you can call it as a satsang, right? The company of the truth or company of the right people. So somehow I may connecting those dots, and that really helped me a lot in terms of moving ahead in the career, because I was able to leverage a lot of experience of the senior people during those periods. So this is one of the big learnings that I had during this failure, which ran for almost 2 years, where I was burning 20 lakhs a month, and it accrued to, let's say, 2.5 crores, and actually even more, like 4 crores approximately after 2 years, where I was very fascinated about my product, a lot of ego issues, no sense of business. And one of the, yes, so you shared your screen, right? Okay, let me go ahead and share my screen now. Okay, I cannot share the screen still, but I'm okay, right? So the other learning which I really had was that I had this attitude that I want to do something very different. I am something. So that completely, my ego was completely lost. I'm really realized I am nothing, right? And at that moment of time, I had the most humbleness of the whole world there, and I could actually ready to sweep the floors, pretty much do everything, and that brought me down from a level where I was about I am something and I will do something, and that kind of full attitude really broke there. The other important, the other thing which I want to talk about during this failure is another interesting thing which we call is, I was like fully fascinated with the kind of desires, right? The desires of something, dream desires, what you call it, right? Keeping the desires in control. And I call this as, in the spiritual world, as like how you relate it as brahmacharya. So it's basically the world of desires was so immense that you could really not even focus on your current work, and there was no path of it. So this was one of the interesting learnings I had on this. I'm going to go forward now with another thing, but I hope people are kind of understanding what I'm saying. And if it's not okay, also you can let me know. Or if it's completely going in a different direction, also please let me know. Give me feedback, and in case you want to interrupt, also feel free to do that, right? And if you have questions, that will be good, because the more you have, the more I will be able to also give you back. If
Yes, I think I have done it from my end. The only thing is maybe I don't know what is the reason it's not showing.
okay, do you want me to connect back again, or I don't know
No,
how?
no, no. Just see the option share. I think you will be
Yeah,
able
it
to do
says
that.
that host has disabled participant screen sharing. This is what the option
No,
I
I have enabled it just now. If still it is not happening, I don't know why. And you can use a little Hindi also in between. It will
Okay,
be
Hindi,
good.
Hindi. I didn't realize that Hindi was important also. Sorry. So I'm going to go ahead with Hindi also little. Okay, how many folks here? Okay, I think you know.
All. Congratulations.
हिंदी में अच्छा लगेगा, मुझे भी अच्छा लगेगा. तो so ये जो पहला जो चैप्टर था मेरा, फेलियर वाला जो सेशन था, जो पहले 2 साल जिसमें मैंने बहुत सारे पैसे बर्न किए, उसमें मैंने क्या सीखा, मैं आपको उसके बारे में बता रहा हूँ. तो मैंने ये सीखा कि अपन जो मैंने जो जिनका एक्सपीरियंस बहुत अच्छा था लोगों का, उनके साथ मैंने बहुत सारा टाइम गुजारा, तो उनका एक्सपीरियंस मैंने लेवरेज किया. दैट रियली मुझे उससे काफी बूस्टर मिला. और ये जो मेरा ईगो का तो जो प्रोसेस था कि आई एम रियली गोइंग टू डू समथिंग रियली बिग इन दैट, so that whole thing vanished. So after 2 years fast forward, and I really realized that I had no cash, and I didn't have any guts to ask more cash from home, because I was feeling that what have I done, and I was having a very lot of sleepless nights, and not very understanding what exactly I should be doing. Should I be going back to job, or what I should be really doing? So now the life cycle was such, and now the suddenly life cycle got suddenly changed. This is an interesting phase now, the phase number 2, which is a survival phase now for me for the next 1 or 2 years. I had pretty much lost all the money. Now what am I going to do, right? And there is so basically then I realized, no, I cannot be really such long term focused. And और मुझे ऐसा लगा कि नहीं, जल्दी जल्दी छोटी छोटी चीजें करते हैं और जल्दी से पैसे बनाते हैं, जिससे कैश फ्लो जो प्रॉब्लम है, आपका घर चलता रहे और आपका बाहर से कुछ पैसे नहीं लेने पड़े. कुछ ऐसा करना पड़ेगा, छोटा छोटा काम करेंगे. तो मैंने बहुत सारी चीजें उसमें की. कुछ ऐसी चीजें की कि आप हमेशा जब भी कुछ प्रोडक्ट बनाते हैं, कुछ भी चीज करते हैं, तो एक है कि आपका लॉन्ग टर्म फोकस है. शॉर्ट टर्म फोकस को भी उस समय ज्यादा फोकस मिल गया सडनली, क्योंकि वो नीड था उस आवर का कि पैसे जल्दी बनाने हैं. तो और जल्दी जल्दी फेल करना है. एक लेसन जो मैंने पहले से सीखा था कि कोई भी प्रोडक्ट को इतना आप इंजेक्शन दे के रखे हो 8 महीने के लिए, 8 महीने के बाद सडनली पता चलता है कि क्या हो रहा है. तो आप कुछ भी करो, जल्दी उसमें करो, जल्दी मार्केट में जाओ, जल्दी फीडबैक लो और अजाइल रहो. सो दिस इज कॉल्ड एज बीइंग वेरी अजाइल विथ योर product, so that you fail fast and you learn really, and you do a lot of experimentation. So बहुत सारी चीजें बनाई धड़ाधड़, उसमें काफी सारी टेक्निकल चीजें की, फटाफट कैश मॉडल को डेवलप किया, और सडनली पूरा एक थिंकिंग सडनली चेंज हो गया. और उस समय आप वो जो पीरियड था उसमें एटलीस्ट हमें बर्न करना बंद हो गया था, और फिर पूरा का पूरा जो कैश आ रहा था वो बाहर से लेने की जरूरत नहीं पड़ी थी. तो ये एक सडन चेंज हो गया. सो इफ यू सी, मेरा रिदम जो साइकिल था, एक लॉन्ग साइकिल, जो लॉन्ग साइकिल्स चल रहे थे, लॉन्ग इंजेक्शन साइकिल, सडनली अभी शॉर्ट साइकिल में कन्वर्ट हो गए. बिजनेस के बहुत ही शॉर्ट टर्म साइकिल्स में कन्वर्ट हो गए, कि जल्दी जल्दी आप कुछ चीजें कर रहे हो और जल्दी चीजें इसको चेंज कर रहे हो. सो ये वाले साइकिल में ये चीजें बहुत इंपॉर्टेंट रही कि किस तरह से हम अजाइल रह सकते हैं, चेंज को एक्सेप्ट कर सकते हैं, क्योंकि जो चीज जो प्रोडक्ट हम बना रहे हैं उसके ऊपर इतना ज्यादा प्रेम जो पकड़ के पड़ते हैं ना, अटैचमेंट जिसको बोलते हैं हम. तो जो अटैचमेंट इतना हो गया था उस प्रोडक्ट के लिए कि अब तो उसको छोड़ा ही नहीं जा रहा था. वो 1 साल तक तो वो पता था कि वो ठीक से नहीं चल रहा है, पर ये तो मेरा प्रोडक्ट है, ये तो मेरा है, ये तो मेरा है, और ये मेरे इससे मेरा ये ड्रीम था कि मुझे ये करना था, ये प्रोडक्ट बनाना था, और ये था. तो ये ड्रीम के साथ बैठे रहे, और वो ड्रीम, वो मोह, जो माया जिसको बोलते हैं स्पिरिचुअलिटी के अंदर, बेचारे ने बहुत बहुत मार दी और बहुत सारे पैसे लुटा दिए उस समय. तो ये एक लर्निंग, जो मोह माया वाला जो लर्निंग है, जो लव ऑफ योर प्रोडक्ट, एंड दैट लव इज ओके, बट दैट अटैचमेंट which I couldn't get rid of, that is a very beautiful learning which I had during those 2 years, that yes, you are doing it, but you're not like, you are not that product, because when you love it, you become attached to it, you lose your identity, and you start behaving, and you become what you call बंदर की नाच नचाते हैं ना, जो जैसे वो प्रोडक्ट आप बना रहे हैं, उसका जो प्रेम है वो आपको नचा रहा है। तो यही चीज, जब ये जो प्रेम है, प्रोडक्ट का प्रेम है, उसने मुझे बहुत सारी चीजें सिखाई मोह माया के बारे में। तो ये जो चीज है, ये लव ऑफ दैट रियली हेल्प मी। और सडनली मुझे एक चीज रियलाइज हुआ कि ये जो साइकिल्स हैव बिजनेस, साइकिल्स ऑफ लाइफ, द साइकिल्स ऑफ ब्रेथ, इफ यू डू प्राणायाम, इफ यू रियलाइज दैट, यार, सो यू आर डूइंग शॉर्ट साइकिल्स, यू आर डूइंग लॉन्ग साइकिल्स। I was on that long cycle. Now suddenly I came to short cycle, and this was rhythmatic. Now this was good because it was rhythmatic. I was repeating this continuously on a regular period, and with a lot of innovation. Now the other interesting thing which I really learned, and I had this a lot of problem of you know like the innovation, और जो नई जो सोच है, जो सृजनात्मक है, वो शायद कहीं नहीं आ पा रहा था, क्योंकि हम हमेशा कॉपी करने में लगे हुए थे कि हाँ, कि चलो ये बना के इसको उठा के इसको डाल देंगे। और वो कॉपी करना तो ठीक है, पर एक जो फीलिंग जो हमेशा डाउन लेकर जा रही थी उस फेज ऑफ बिजनेस के अंदर भी, जो थी कि लोग क्या कर रहे हैं, अच्छा इसने इतने कर लिए, वो दूसरा बंदा ने तो ये कर लिया और वो कर लिया, तो वो ऑलमोस्ट ये जो पाथ था वो इनोवेशन का पाथ नहीं आ रहा था, क्योंकि उस समय आप कंपैरिजन्स और चीजों के ऊपर चल रहे हैं। तो इसके बारे में थोड़ा और बात करेंगे कि जेलसी वाला जो चीज है, जिसको आप कैसे बिजनेस को वो कैसे हैम्पर करता है, कि इतना सारा जो जेलसी है, बिकॉज दैट डजंट अलाउ इनोवेशन. So hence the non-jealousy path, which brings you the creativity, is only when you are not copying and you're not on the herd. You create the path for yourself, and that's going to be unique. You take inspiration from people around on products, but then you really think on your own that what is that I am able to give creatively, and give the best, and the creative will come out of it. It's just trying to be the other person, or trying to do exactly what the other person is doing, is not going to get us anywhere. So that was also another interesting learning which I got in the session. So is this something interesting? I don't know whether people are getting this a little bit or what is it. Hopefully this is good, right? Okay. So if you want to unmute yourself, is it like people have to be, it's okay, right? Okay, perfect. Okay, so we're going ahead right now. So this lot of experimentation, innovation, all of that, the shorter cycles of my life cycle, which was the next lasted for another 2 years. And this is where I ended up now, where I was now on my own, still not making money, not recovered the old amounts yet, but yes, profitable, started making some money, not at that scale. Yeah, so I learned was like quite a lot here, that the attachment of products, the ego dropping scenarios, again, was just for yours, and ability to create, innovate, right, on my own. Now the lesson number 3. Now this is my third phase of my business, right? So I had I had the first business, which was complete failure. The second business, which I really kind of survived, and I was able to make money, and I was able to pay my bills, and I was able to kind of make money, survive. It wasn't like really big fun. I should have gone back to the job, and all those things were there, right? So lesson number 3 now. Suddenly, this is already 4 years now. So now I was in from 2007, or I was in 2009 or something. Okay, yeah, 2008. 2-3 years were over now. Now I was here, and now the greed started coming in. Now I started saying that yes, I can make a lot of money. Now the cycles are really going well. Why don't I now? The greed started playing in such big directions that it really scaled my team from whatever 30 member to 400 people team. Right. Of course, now everything with the mantra, whatever I learned from earlier path, that okay, we should have non-attachment to the product, we should be agile, we should all be very egoless. All that learnings was there. But now the other learning, now what another learning which I hadn't got was the greed learning, which was there in my me. Yeah? Yes, a lot of greed. Now greed is okay, desire basically, but the desire was not controlled in terms of checks with are we is it hampering really people, right? So I ran a business with 400 people,
And your business can only succeed, and this is something which I realized, that it only succeeds with blessings of people, your employees, your customers. And if you're not really doing good to people, and whatever business practices you're having, which is not really, I'm not saying that you have to do social service, but is in a way, if it is harming people in whatever way, is not going to, your business is never going to succeed, right? This is what I never realized. And the greed was, okay, I'm making money, I have to make a lot of money, and that's it, right? So a lot of ethics to some extent were kind of compromised, and kind of in my bottom of my heart, I knew that maybe this is not right, but somehow I kept doing it because, yeah, I had to already pay a lot of my bills. I had this lot of pressure that, okay, I have a lot of money that I've taken from my father and house. I definitely need to pay it out somehow. And that pressure of greed or whatever took me to a large, very good scale. But then at one fine day, I had a lot of compliance, legal issues, and like a sudden day, I need to really close down the business. Now I already had 200, 300 people running in the company. I have no idea what I want to do. The things have really changed now, and I had to make a lot of harder decisions now. Now is a time to really learn something which is something which I've never done in my life, where I had, there's lives of 200 people in front of me, and I had no idea how am I going to deal with my customers, how am I going to deal with people, what am I going to do? So I had this, but okay, then I realized we need to do something, right? I mean, I can't be stuck to this. But still, I had a lot of courage. There was no shortage of courage. The courage is equivalent to shaurya in the spiritual world, right? The courage was always there. I never left courage at all. I had complete courage to take all the bold decisions, go to my 200 people employees, face the unions, tell them that you're not at a job. But then I didn't have, it really did not move me firing people or etc. Because end of the day, I always felt in my business that I'm always doing my duty, right? And for me, it was like my business was my duty. That means I really need to do what was right for my business, and that felt to me like a connection that whatever is required for the business, I should be doing, because I have been entrusted with that responsibility to sail through this business. So whatever is required, good or bad, in a very practical way, without hurting a lot of people with the sentiments, with that the real karma yoga, which I call it, which is like really giving up that desire or just doing your job, right? Even it looked violent. It looked to me that I was in a war field. It looked to me that I was shedding blood everywhere. I was really hurting people, but that did not hurt me at all. What hurted me was that my business practices, and that was my, like, I had this one moment of sudden realization that probably I haven't done the right things that I had to do in my business. So that moment of thought I had, and I was like, I was in the Jainism, we call it as repentance, right? And this called prayashrita. And then we have the sankalpa, which of doing the right things now, right? That moment of repentance and the moment of sankalpa, which I took on that day, I would say that my life transformed there. And that is something that is the most important learning which I've ever got in my entire cycles, where people say that, you do good, and then the good merit will come to you. You do bad and then good merit. I'm saying what you do good or bad is in your heart, in your desire, in your intention. If that day my intention was so powerful in terms of my repentance and my sankalpa of doing the right thing, in 30 days I was able to control everything, and I was back to profitable in a very different business, completely different business. And that was magical, obviously, to me, right? And I was completely over that whole thing, and of the stresses of people and the stresses of the my that guilt or whatever which we had, a lot of bloodshed which I felt. I was in a war field, but that did not hurt me, that practices of business. So then I suddenly realized that, the business is something more than satisfying my greeds, then being in that ego, then being that attached to the business. That was opening a new spiritual world for me right now, right? And as you understand this, that the power of the desire, when if you've heard in the movie that where Shah Rukh Khan says that एक इच्छा जो है जो कायनात को बदल देती है, and that was like really true, right? If you have real strong intention, your destiny starts forming there, right? And it's not even you need to do something. that intention was so powerful in terms of doing the right and doing the thing that it all my, if you call it a sin, or it call my guilt, or it call me whatever, that completely got vanished. And I was in a next day, I was in a 30 days onwards, I was in a profitable business and completely unshaken, completely stable, and again back to the world. Now the cycle of business is completely changed. The rhythm of the जो cycle है, जो rhythm है, जो अपना जो ध्यान क्या जो rhythm है, जो अभी जो शॉर्ट एक लॉन्ग साइकिल मैंने किया, फिर मैंने एक मीडियम साइकिल कर लिया, शॉर्ट साइकिल कर लिया, अब टाइम था मीडियम साइकिल का। तो अभी आया है मीडियम साइकिल, ये मतलब ये जी नया जो सक्सेस वाला चैप्टर है, जो आज की तारीख है, जो ये लर्निंग्स को लेकर आता है कि आप ईगो को कैसे ड्रॉप किया जाए, अटैचमेंट को कैसे ड्रॉप किया जाए, ग्रीड को कैसे ड्रॉप किया जाए, उसके बारे में हम थोड़ा सा और बात करेंगे। तो इसके अंदर अभी मैं जो बात करने जा रहा हूँ आपसे वो है which is based on the Patanjali Yoga Sutra, right? And I'm going to talk about, so don't fall to sleep, right? I hope it is interesting because stories are always interesting, I assume, right? Now I started establishing a different company, and now the cycles have changed. Now I want to do something which does not have those bad qualities, and I'm still evolving. As I speak to you, I still evolve. I still do not know, but yes, some of these learnings really helped me. So I'm going to go ahead with this. So the idea when the eightfold path of spirituality is the Patanjali Yoga Sutra. In that, the first fold is called as Yama. In the Yama, we have the 5 paths, and I would talk about each of them here right now. The first thing is your non-attachment, or what you call it as non-attachment or aparigraha, right? I have actually, it's non-violence, but I'm talking about aparigraha. Now, when I say non-attachment is what I explained to you in my story, that how I got attached to a product, and that got me a lot of loss because I was not able to take wise decisions. I was completely connected to किसी एक चीज के या एक प्रोडक्ट या एक चीज के ऊपर, या कि आप स्टॉक मार्केट में कर रहे हो तो एक स्टॉक को लेके आप इतने खुश हो कि आप कोई प्रैक्टिकल डिसीजंस नहीं ले रहे हो। आप उसको इस तरह से भी समझ सकते हैं। अटैचमेंट जो भी एक चीज का है वो बहुत बुरी चीज है। दूसरी चीज है कि सत्य, जिसको हम ट्रुथ बोलते हैं। ट्रुथ इज बेसिकली हम कई बार अपने आप को ही फूल करते रहते हैं और हम अपने आप को खुश दिखाना चाहते हैं या फिर लोगों को अच्छा लगे हम वो करना चाहते हैं। मेरे पास चॉइस था उस समय कि मैं कंपनी ना बंद करूं और चलने दूं, क्योंकि हाँ लोगों को अच्छा लगेगा और लोगों को शायद ये सुनने को नहीं अच्छा लगेगा कि मैंने कंपनी बंद कर दी, क्योंकि ये रेपुटेशन का सवाल भी है ना, कि आप दूसरे बिजनेस चला रहे हो, ये तो कंपनी बंद कर दी है। तो ये जो थॉट है, ये जो ट्रूथफुलनेस जो है अंदर से जो आता है, जो करेज देता है, उसको मैंने कभी नहीं छोड़ा कि हाँ हम अपने आप को फुल नहीं करेंगे कि हम क्या है और अभी किस पोजीशन में है। जो है वो है और उसको हम फेस करेंगे, चाहे वो बुराई है या जो अच्छाई है, जो है वो है। और उसको हम नकार के कोई भी चीज, कोई जो प्रोडक्ट है या कोई भी चीज को आप उसको ऊपर परतों से दिखा के लोगों को हमको नहीं दिखाना है कि हम क्या है। तो जो है अंदर से जो सत्य है उसी को प्रकट करे, ट्रुथ में रहे, अपने सत्य में रहे। वो जो एक दूसरी जो चीज है कि सत्य का, इसको एक और मीनिंग आप देखें इसको बिजनेस में, कि आप जो भी कई बार हम इसको इस तरह से भी आप देख सकते हैं बिजनेस के टर्म्स में, कि हम किस तरह से कॉपी करने के जो ऑब्जेक्टिव्स है कि लोग क्या कर रहे हैं, वो भी ये बाय कर रहे हैं, मैं भी ये बाय करूंगा, या मेरे को भी ये करना है। ये जो चीज है ये इनोवेशन को नहीं लाता है। तो सत्य जो है, जो ट्रुथ जो है, वो इस तरह से आएगा कि आप किस तरह से क्रिएटिव है, आप क्या सोच सकते हैं, जो अलग क्या सोच है। वो जो सत्य है वो तभी प्रगटेगा और वो आपको स्ट्रेंथ तभी मिलेगा जब आप वो क्लैरिटी ऑफ थॉट में आएंगे और ट्रुथ में आएंगे, जो क्रिएटिविटी को भी देगा। तो वो स्ट्रेंथ भी देता है, क्रिएटिविटी देता है। तो ये ट्रुथ जो है ये बहुत be very speculative of people, right? And you trust people, you trust in the goodness, you trust in people, you trust in the bounty people, you know? So business, right? Non you have